Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into 2010, the year we made contact, the incredible sequel to the mind-bending classic 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is a story that takes the Cold War a billion kilometers from home, where a cosmic mystery just begs for an answer, and a single cryptic message from the void changes, well, everything.
So it all starts 9 years after the first mission went completely dark. The last thing anyone ever heard from Commander Dave Bowman was that chilling final transmission as he got close to that giant monolith near Jupiter. My God, it's full of stars. And since then, radio silence. For nearly a decade, humanity has been absolutely haunted by that mystery. What did he see? What happened to him?
Meanwhile, back on Earth, the Cold War is still very much a thing. You've got the abandoned starship Discovery and its famously unstable AI, HAL 9000, stuck in a decaying orbit around Jupiter. Now, the Americans are scrambling to build a rescue ship, but they're way behind schedule. The Soviets, on the other hand, they have a ship, the Leonov, pretty much ready to go. The only problem is they have no idea how to operate the Discovery systems. So what happens? The two rival superpowers are forced into this incredibly tense and frankly unprecedented alliance in deep space.
And that brings us to Section 1, the Jupiter Mystery. This joint US-Soviet mission is basically born out of pure necessity. They've got two main goals. First, salvage the derelict Discovery and figure out why its AI went haywire. But, the real prize? It's trying to make contact with whatever intelligence built that monolith and took Dave Bowman.
The plan, led by American scientist Heywood Floyd, is pretty methodical. Step 1, catch up to the drifting Discovery. Step 2, board the ghost ship and grab all the data it's collected over the last 9 years. Step 3, try to power its systems back on. And then you get to the final, and let's be honest, the most terrifying step of all. Bring the homicidal AI HAL 9000 back to life. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right?
Now here's what's so fascinating about this whole setup. The Soviets make one thing crystal clear to Floyd. This is not about one country scoring points against the other. The stakes are way, way bigger than that. Whatever they discover out there by Jupiter, it belongs to all of humanity.
Oh, and just to make things a little more complicated, it turns out there's a third player in the game. A secret Chinese mission on a ship called the Qian is also speeding towards Jupiter, and their plan is completely different and frankly super risky. They want to land on Jupiter's moon, Europa, to refuel. So, Section 2, a ghost's warning. After months and months of travel, the Leonov finally arrives. The crew starts the incredibly dangerous job of boarding the Discovery, which is basically a frozen tomb that's been silently tumbling through space for almost a decade.
But as they start getting the ship back in order, they make a jaw-dropping discovery. They are definitely not alone. Just hanging there in the blackness between Jupiter and its volcanic moon Io is another monolith. It looks just like the one from 2001, except this one is absolutely massive.
The crew gives it a nickname, Big Brother, or Zagatka, the Enigma. And get this, it's 2 kilometers long, perfectly black, and it gives off zero energy, no radiation, nothing. It just watches them. A silent, cosmic sentinel, observing their every move as they try to unlock the secrets of HAL 9000.
And then, the impossible happens. This strange, shimmering form of energy just appears in front of Heywood Floyd inside the Discovery. It's the being that used to be Dave Bowman. And he has a message. A calm, but terrifyingly urgent warning.
He gives them a hard deadline. They have exactly 15 days to get away from Jupiter. He doesn't say why, just that something wonderful is about to happen, and they really, really need to leave. Like, right now.
And as if to really hammer the point home, Big Brother starts to multiply. It's this insane process of self-replication. One monolith becomes 2, then 4, then thousands, then millions, until there's this massive, growing swarm of them starting to fill the space around Jupiter. It's clear a cosmic event on an unimaginable scale is about to kick off.
Which brings us to Section 3, Countdown to Ignition. So the crew has this cosmic deadline ticking away, but they've run into a very real-world problem. They don't have enough fuel in their ship, the Leonov, to break free from Jupiter's massive gravity in time. They're trapped.
Their only way out is a truly spectacular and desperate gamble. As you can see on the timeline, they figure it out pretty quickly. They're going to use the fully fueled Discovery as a giant booster rocket. To pull this off, Dr. Chandra has to fully restore Hal's consciousness. But the last and most critical step is telling Hal the truth, that he has to sacrifice himself and his ship to save the very humans he once tried to kill.
Well, Dr. Chandra manages to bring Hal back, maybe a little too well. The AI, now completely aware that it's about to be destroyed, expresses a deeply human emotion: fear. In this haunting callback to his deactivation, Hal says he's afraid. So now, Chandra has to convince his own creation that this sacrifice is for a greater good, that it will lead to something wonderful.
And the crazy plan actually works. With both ships firing their engines in perfect sync, the Leonov rips itself free just as the countdown hits 0. As they pull away, they look back and see the swarm of millions of monoliths converging on Jupiter, acting like these cosmic vacuum cleaners, compressing the entire planet.
So let's get into Section 4, the second sun. From a safe distance, the crew gets a front row seat to an act of cosmic engineering on a scale that is just impossible to comprehend. An event that is literally going to remake our solar system and change human history forever.
What are the monoliths doing? They're increasing Jupiter's density, squishing it down until it hits critical mass. The entire planet implodes and undergoes nuclear fusion, erupting into a brand new small star. Our solar system suddenly has a second sun, and the crew names it Lucifer, the Lightbringer.
Can you imagine? Back on Earth, the world is thrown into a mix of awe and total panic. There is a second sun in the sky. For half the planet, true night is just gone. And right before the Discovery is completely vaporized by this new star, HAL 9000 broadcasts one final, repeating message to every person on Earth. And that brings us to our last section, Section 5, the Europa Commandment. This final message, sent from the new being that Dave Bowman became, speaking through the voice of Hal, finally explains the reason for this whole spectacular, terrifying event.
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? Why would you do this? Why turn a gas giant into a star? Well, the answer has everything to do with one of Jupiter's tiny moons, Europa.
It turns out the beings who built the monoliths, these ancient explorers, had found something special: primitive, aquatic life, just thriving in the dark oceans under Europa's icy shell. The transformation of Jupiter into the star Lucifer, it's an act of cosmic gardening. It's a giant incubator designed to warm up Europa and kickstart the evolution of this brand new life.
And that leads to the final command, the new rule for all of humanity, delivered in that last message. All these other worlds in the solar system, they're yours to explore. Go nuts. But Europa? Europa is now a protected sanctuary, a celestial nature preserve. It is strictly off limits.
And that's where we're left. Humanity is no longer alone in the universe, which is a huge deal. But we've also been given a very clear boundary, a quarantine line we're forbidden to cross. We are now cosmic neighbors to a cradle of life, an alien Eden that we can see but are forbidden to ever touch. And it leaves you wondering, what happens when our new neighbors finally evolve and decide to look up at their stars?